Recent events where Americans heckle public figures and public figures insult each other to their faces have prompted a lively debate about the place of civility in our country. In a poll published by Wimbrick Shanwick this month, 93%, listen to that figure, of Americans say this country has a civility problem. Yes, we do. And 69% say incivility is a major issue in America. The number has been increasing since 2013. Researchers at the University of Maryland, I went there, found that uncivil behavior might be contagious and that rudeness can breed more rudeness. Helen Fisher is a biological anthropologist and senior research fellow at the Kinsey Institute, joins us to sort it all out. What is happening to us, Helen, and why is it happening now?
Well, first of all, we are an animal that evolved to be cooperating. I mean, we don't have big horns or, fancy fangs or big claws. I mean, we survive by cooperating with each other. Mm-hmm. And when you get a provocateur who starts this process and snowballs into anger, I mean, once you get angry...
Provocateur, who are you talking about?
Well, probably Trump, but then the other side has responded almost equally. So, when you get angry, the amygdala, a basic brain region, goes into action, and you drive up norepinephrine and epinephrine, the adrenaline, and you can stay angry. And when people get angry, they get angry back. And so it's a snowball effect. And we're moving into what some people are calling a cold civil war because of it.
It's like it's contagious almost.
It is contagious, and they've found that. I mean, it's called social contagion.
This is based on data. This isn't your opinion.
Oh, no, none of it's my opinion.
Yeah, right.
But there's a lot of, social contagion is probably comes from, once again, these millions of years of needing to stick together and building all kinds of social rules of what is etiquette, what is polite, not only with friends and relatives, but with strangers. And when those rules are broken, people get threatened. They get into this, this fight or flight response, and brain regions linked with, civil behavior begin to break down, and you become uncivil, just like the guy next to you. And so it's becoming into a little war.
A lot of people that I've spoken to have quoted Martin Luther King Jr. to me. They say hate can't drive out hate. While others will say, we should reference Karl Popper, the philosopher, who said, if you don't fight intolerance, it will overwhelm tolerance. So what is the right balance?
It's going to be different at different times. But what's interesting now is there's this whole phenomenon called dominance matching. And very high testosterone people will attack. And they expect you to attack back. And if you don't attack back, they regard you as weak.
And then they overwhelm your space.
They overwhelm your space, and then you get threatened and you start overwhelming back. And so, both Democrats and Republicans are busy doing that to one another. And, at this point, is it going to be possible to take the high road when everybody is taking a different road?
I thought one of the interesting things in this survey was that 90% of the people who say their workplace is uncivil also say their company leadership is uncivil. And
apparently
now
25,
you see company CEOs that it is now, they've realized it's not just incumbent to have a good bottom line. They have to set a culture. They have to provide leadership in other ways.
And something like 86% of problems at work are because people don't understand each other. And when they looked at anger, about 25% of people who were really angry in a company were angry because they also had an angry boss. So once again, that snowball effect.
But I hear you talking about the brain, and can we just take the brain out of it for a second? Sure. Don't we know right and wrong and good and bad behavior? Yeah. That's what I'm troubled about, where you see grown-ass people who who are just mean and vulgar and vile to each other. Yeah. And I'm very concerned. I don't know how you tap that down.
Well, you educate people. It's interesting that we were born with anger, no question about it.
And anger isn't a bad thing.
It can be very adaptive under the right circumstances. It can save the group. But under the wrong circumstances, it can be almost a runaway kind of process. And so as small children, you learn to control yourself. Yes. And when you are very angry, you really lose a lot of self-control. You become more impulsive. There's good data on that. And of course, that impulsivity will be involved into just attacking back. And then you get this snowball effect.
But I think, Gayle, the brain's important because it's used to regulate emotion and that anger that you're talking about. That's the difference between humans and other animals.
It doesn't always regulate very well, but there's different parts of the brain. And in fact, when you get angry, brain regions can overcome your thought processes and you just get more angry.
Really interesting.
Helen Fisher, thank you.
Yeah.